Hi, and welcome back to Ivy English. I'm Karen.
And I'm Chris Gorski.
Today is December 26th. I think it's Boxing Day in England.
That's correct.
And that's when they take a lot of presents and they give them to less fortunate people.
That's true. As a kid growing up, I always thought Boxing Day was about the sport of boxing, and I was probably unreasonably old before I learned, no, this is about giving gifts to less fortunate people. I didn't actually know that for a long time.
Okay, our title again is When a Party Reveals More Than Pink or Blue. In a Facebook group for parents, people are sharing their views on gender reveal parties. So yesterday, Chris and I were discussing about this whole cultural phenomenon, how we feel about it, and it seems neither of us is really into this thing. First of all, whether you use the word gender or sex, I don't really care. It's just that sex is kind of taboo, so we tend to use gender as a euphemism. That means a word that sounds less offensive. Now, as for these parties, the parties themselves maybe are not a big deal, but they ended up going way too far. And in one case, they ended up in a huge forest fire, and a firefighter died, and people were injured, and many buildings were lost. Over 20 structures were lost, lots of injuries. So, this is okay, but, you really need to just know your limits. Don't overdo it. And so a lot of people here are now expressing their feelings about gender reveal parties. So, letter A, Darren. Such celebrations are too wasteful. I'd rather spend that money on baby supplies or save it for my child's future. The joy of a new life doesn't need balloons or cakes to make it real.
B, Becky. I'm actually preparing for my own party. After browsing countless ideas on social media, I'm ready to blow every attendee away.
C, Isaac. I have attended several of these gatherings, and I find them amusing. Guests often bet on the baby's sex, which creates a playful atmosphere.
D, Haley. From what I've seen on social media, these parties often look staged rather than sincere. This trend sets an unspoken rule that good parents must join in to gain approval. In fact, only those with enough money and social resources can fully participate.
E, Keith. I once saw parents show visible disappointment when the reveal didn't meet their expectations. The other guests and I felt extremely awkward afterward.
F, Jamie. I'm planning my own party to welcome my first baby. I want to avoid the stereotypical pink and blue symbols and use balloons that contain the words boy or girl. It's more direct and comprehensible.
G, Randy. I can understand the desire to share excitement with loved ones. There is no harm in holding such a party if it is done safely.
H, Paula. I believe gender reveal parties could take on a more meaningful dimension. They can be paired with charity events and invite guests to donate baby items to families in need. This way, joy can spread further.
So there are a lot of very different viewpoints about gender reveal parties. Let's go back to the beginning. Okay, our first paragraph again is in a Facebook group for parents. People are sharing their views on gender reveal parties.
So after we read each individual's opinion, Karen and I will give our gut reactions or our hot takes regarding these issues. When you hear a gut reaction or a hot take, that's kind of the newer way to say it, this isn't necessarily a well-thought-out opinion that we've carefully considered. In fact, if we think about it longer and harder, they actually might change with time. So oftentimes, especially in modern media, people love to react really quickly. These are your gut reactions or your hot takes.
And a lot of those reactions just come from a lot of social stereotypes that we've accumulated in our heads. We just react with what we've seen before, not being so necessarily so thoughtful about it. We may need a little more time for that. A is Darren. Such celebrations are too wasteful. Okay, so here's a guy after my own heart because I've got this thing about waste and about spending money you don't need to spend and then having a lot to clean up later on. I'd rather spend that money on baby supplies or save it for my child's future. I love that point of view. This sounds like something I would say. So your baby is going to need a lot of things as it's growing up. It's really nice if you had older children or you have older children and you save those things and you can use them for younger children, or if friends of yours have had babies and they can just give you their baby stuff. Babies grow out of everything very, very, very fast. And maybe you got these beautiful outfits and they've worn them twice and then they're too small for the child. So you're going to need a lot of supplies, even if you have a lot of people helping you. Or I love the idea of saving it for your child's future. So especially in places like the U.S., a university education is very, very expensive. And it's nice to kind of have a nest egg to get them started, with what they're going to need. The joy of a new life doesn't need balloons or cakes to make it real. Now, like I said, I don't eat sugar. I try to avoid sugar. I'm not big on cakes. I think celebrating something is okay, though.
Yeah, to me, this guy is a little too utilitarian. He's a little too basic and he doesn't want extras, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But a cake is like $30. So to me, it's like if you're not throwing a huge birthday bash and spending thousands of dollars on it, fine. But to me, I might have a cake and a few friends and that's it. We're not doing the giant party for this.
Maybe I'll have vegetables with dip,
yeah,
like hummus.
That's right. Like you open the hummus container and the ranch dressing is pink.
Maybe. Okay. So that's A. He just thinks that we really shouldn't have these because you're wasting money. It's not necessary.
All right. Letter B. Becky says, I'm actually preparing for my own party. After browsing countless ideas on social media, I'm ready to blow every attendee away. So when you blow everyone away, that really means it's an amazing event and everyone's shocked and it's incredible and it's fun.
So that's Becky. She likes the idea. She's going to have her own gender reveal party, and she's just gotten ideas from all kinds of places on the internet. And so she's collected some really, really amazing, awesome ideas, and she's going to try them out. C is Isaac. I have attended several of these gatherings, and I find them amusing. Guests often bet on the baby's sex, which creates a playful atmosphere. Letter D.
Haley, from what I've seen on social media, these parties often look staged rather than sincere. And so when something is sincere, that means it's honest. And yeah, if it's on social media, be prepared for people really taking take after take after take to get it just right so that it can go viral. So yeah, be careful online. That is a very common thing. Our next sentence, this trend sets an unspoken rule that good parents must join in to gain approval.
So that means you need to get all involved with this activity. It's creating expectations of your friends, and that's not necessarily something everyone wants to do.
In fact, only those with enough money and social resources can fully participate. Yeah, I suppose so, because if you go to a gender reveal party, these are basically baby showers, right? You got to bring a gift. If you don't bring a gift to the baby shower, it's a little cheap unless you're Maybe you're on a really fixed income or you're very young and that's understood. But if you're in your working career and this is your friend and you show up to the baby shower, to the gender reveal party without at least some diapers or a gift card, what's going on?
Exactly. E is Keith. I once saw parents show visible disappointment when the reveal didn't meet their expectations. Now, it sounds like the parents themselves didn't know the gender.
I wonder if they're looking for the viral moment, and so they told the doctor, just write it down and put it in the envelope. They hand it to their cousin, and the cousin prepares the cake or whatever they're going to use, and then the moment is very genuine. I wonder, I can completely see this happening with people that are perennially
really
online.
Big on this.
Yes, I can genuinely see this happening among a certain sect of younger people that are always online. I can genuinely see this happening. Although I probably personally wouldn't be comfortable. I would I don't know, I probably should know. But why would you feel upset about this? I've seen these videos and these people are super cringy when they're so disappointed they're going to have a boy or a girl. It's
the
calm
parents
down.
Or the friends?
The parents. It's
so
crazy.
Weird.
Yeah. You're supposed to love this kid coming.
I just feel shocked.
Yes, this one's kind of heartbreaking. I hope that all of these videos I've seen of visible disappointment are fake, because otherwise the implications are kind of heartbreaking.
It really is. Okay, so the other guests and I felt extremely awkward afterward. If it really is the parents and they're sincerely disappointed, what are the rest of the guests going to do?
I used the word cringy earlier, and this is a pretty useful word nowadays. Cringe, C-R-I-N-G-E, and then cringy, you just drop the E and add Y.
Don't drop the E. I've seen it with the E.
And these are just extremely embarrassing videos where you see people do something that makes you feel embarrassed. Some people hate cringy videos. I kind of love them. I'm not going to lie. I love seeing cringy videos.
I feel bad for the other person.
Oh, all right. Let's go to letter F with Jamie. And Jamie says, I'm planning my own party to welcome my first baby. I want to avoid the stereotypical pink and blue symbols and use balloons that contain the words boy or girl. It's more direct and comprehensible.
So first of all, we have to mention that Jamie could be either a boy or girl. So this name is fine for either sex. The way it's written sounds like it's coming from a woman.
Yeah, in fact, I realized that we have A boy, B girl, C boy. So I'm guessing this is also a girl.
Except for I have a male friend who we call Jamie.
That's right. I also know a Jamie that is a male. So I don't know. I suppose that the word boy or girl is more comprehensible than pink and blue. But to me, I mean, our title, When a Party Reveals More Than Pink or Blue, isn't the cultural context very clear to you?
I would think so. This is something that I don't really get.
But some people do feel very strongly about this, and that it's their right to decide they don't want this. I wonder what the balloons... so maybe the word boy or girl is printed on the balloon.
Or inside.
That's right.
You pop the balloon and then...
What color is the confetti? Is it white?
Well, no.
Gold?
You can just write the word boy on a piece of paper inside the balloon.
Oh, but what color paper? You're going to use a piece of white paper,
You can use white, yeah.
Yeah, I feel because you can't use blue or pink. Gold? I don't know. Black balloon? Gold? Okay. You need a little style. I'm just wondering what Jamie's angle is here. Okay.
All right, G is Randy, and that's another name that is also used by both males and females. I had a friend named Randy, a girl. I can understand the desire to share excitement with loved ones. There is no harm in holding such a party if it is done safely. Now, that's another thing I would say. Just use common sense. Don't overdo it. Do not injure anybody. Do not destroy any property.
Randy is the most reasonable person here to me.
Yes.
It's like, hey, it's normal to be excited about this. And Randy is not really even expressing opinions whether he supports or doesn't support it. He's just like, hey, don't hurt others and go have fun, right? Do what you want. Leave others alone.
Different strokes.
Don't burn their houses down.
Yeah. Different strokes for
different folks. All right, let's go on to letter H with Paula. I believe gender reveal parties could take on a more meaningful dimension, which I suppose these are kind of frivolous, like they're not like essential or required. Frivolous, F-R-I-V-O-L-O-U-S, frivolous. They can be paired with charity events and invite guests to donate baby items to families in need. This way, joy can spread further. I recall seeing an image of a teacher who had passed away, who died. And at their funeral, they said, instead of donating flowers, fill backpacks full of school supplies and we'll donate them to schools. Which I think there are opportunities where we are being frivolous, where we are being wasteful with money. And can we turn this into a more positive event for everybody involved? And I think that's a very nice notion. I don't know if it's for everyone, but I think that there's also no harm in this in trying to help others, right?
That's right. Depending on how you do it. It's just that sometimes you donate things that you didn't want anyway. If you buy new things, it may not suit the needs of the person receiving it. So just be really thoughtful if you're going to go this route.
Is cash considered tacky?
I don't think so, because for me now and my family, I only give cash.
Yeah, I'm fine with cash. Gift cards are great. Here you go.
Yep. Not even gift cards anymore, outright cash. Yeah, gift cards means you have to buy from a very certain large company. Yeah. All right, we have some questions for you. So 1 and 2, please fill in the blanks with information contained in the passage. A gender reveal party aims to reveal the baby's sex and share joy.
However, such events have become blank because some parents have used dangerous tools and caused accidents.
We need a word here that means not everybody agrees with it. Some people are also against it. So the word we want here is controversial. Controversial.
Our next sentence.
The colors of pink and blue have also been blank. for strengthening gender stereotypes. That's another reason why people are not crazy about using pink and blue to mark which gender it is, because they think that some people are going to disagree again. They will be criticized for strengthening gender stereotypes. So the answer is criticized.
Sounds like Jamie might agree here.
That's right.
Number 3, which phrase in the passage means joined a popular activity or trend because it is fashionable or widely accepted?
Now, I hope you were paying attention on day 1 of this article. We told you to watch out especially, and remember that phrase. It is
jumped on the bandwagon.
And this is still a useful phrase.
I agree. This is one I still regularly use, especially because I care about sports and people love a winner.
That's right. Okay, question 4. From comments A to H, which ones have been to a gender reveal in person? So look at all the comments and then judge whether, based on what they said, it is clear that they have themselves in person attended a gender reveal party. And the first answer is
C, Isaac, although you were saying Isaac, right?
Isaac.
And so
Isaac.
I have attended several of these gatherings. He has clearly gone to one.
Okay, so C is one of the answers. The other answer is letter E, and that is Keith. He said, I once saw parents show visible disappointment when the reveal didn't meet their expectations. The other guests and I felt extremely awkward afterward. So I once saw them. This is something I saw in person.
So we talked about the colors pink and blue, and this has not always been the case. Yesterday, I told you that until about the year 1950, all babies were white. But as a matter of fact,
their clothes were white.
People think that this idea traces back to about 1950. However, traditionally speaking, pink was considered the boy color and blue was considered the girl color.
Actually, there's a more ominous association with these colors in babies. If your baby is pink, then we assume that the baby is healthy, everything is fine. If you have a blue baby, it can't breathe. It's not getting oxygen. So keep that one in mind. There's a dark side of this stuff. Okay, that's it for today. Tune in next time. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.